I wonder if our younger ones would come down front and help me tell the scripture story today by acting it out. Come on down. Actually, maybe we'll stay up here on the stairs for now so everyone can see it. Just come right on up. And then you can help me sing the Gloria, and then you can keep staying if you want to hear the stories I'm going to tell next. Good morning, Ari. How are you? Good morning. Hi, Elena. Hi, Anya Lee. Come on right up. Hi, Eva. What, honey?
Sean went to the bathroom.
He went, okay, I'm sure he'll be back in a minute. Hi, Serafina. Okay, what do you see on this table right here, first of all? Do you see a lot of different birds? We're talking about birds this Advent as we wait for Christmas, because birds, what do they do mostly? What's the main thing they do? They fly. They also sing. And sometimes you can hear them singing very early in the morning, right? They tell us, they wake us up for the day. And right now, all the birds are around some figures from my crush from home. Who do you see there, made out of wood? Can you guess who those people are?
I think they're holy people.
They're holy people, you're right. Well, we're all holy people. Joseph's not there yet. We're telling the part of the story. Do you see the tall person with the round thing? That's the angel Gabriel, who's talking to Mary and telling Mary that she's going to be pregnant with baby Jesus. And Mary's sort of holding out her arms saying, "Let it be with me as you have said." And then you see the animals from the stable. We're not actually telling that part of the story today. We're telling a story from a very old part of the Bible, but it sort of lets us know that Jesus is coming. Okay, so I'm going to have different people act different parts out. There's a tree, says the prophet Isaiah. Well, it's not actually a whole tree. It's just a little old stump. And it's called Jesse's stump. Can you all be a tree stump? How do you be a tree stump? Maybe get short and wide. But a green shoot sprouted out of Jesse's stump. Can you do like a little tiny green shoot coming out of your big old stump? And from those roots, a budding branch. Can you be a budding branch with little flowers on the ends of your fingers? There you go. The life-giving Spirit of God will hover over that one, the Spirit that brings wisdom and understanding. How do you show our people wisdom and understanding? You got brains in your head? Show them about the brains in your head. Ooh, show them understanding. How would you show? I understand. The Spirit that gives direction. How do you show directions? If someone asked you for directions, would you point the way for them? Point the way so everyone can see. Do it big. Make big arms, pointing directions. And build strength. Show everyone building strength. Maybe you're going to do some weightlifting. The Spirit that instills knowledge and the wow of God. What does the wow of God look like? What do you imagine? The wow of God. Show everyone the wow of God. Do you need some inspiration? How about some inspiration from our congregation? The wow of God. Maybe you want to spin, not if you're too near the stairs. I don't want to spin. Wow. Watch out for the stairs, though. Wow of God will be all that one's joy and delight. That one won't judge by appearances. It won't decide on the basis of gossip. That one will judge the needy by what is right, take the side of the earth's poor. That one's words will make everyone sit up straight and listen. Can you sit up straight and listen? Listening? A mere breath from that one's lips will topple the wicked. Can you breathe out and then, can you breathe on your friend and then your friend fall down? A mere breath will topple the wicked. That breath must have been pretty bad to topple the wicked. Each morning, that one will pull on sturdy work clothes and boots. Can you pull on some sturdy work clothes and boots? Maybe tromp your boots. And build righteousness and faithfulness in the land. In those days, now there's a bunch of animals you're going to need to be. In those days, the wolf, actually, can we do half and half? Can half come over here and I'll point to you? And then the other half. The wolf, will you guys be wolves? Everyone wants to be the other people. Caleb, will you be a wolf? Eve, I'll be a wolf with you. We'll lie down with the lamb. You guys be lambs? And lie down. You're going to lie down together. Lie down, wolf. There you go. And now back up. The leopard will... Okay, the leopard, can your stuffy be a leopard? What does he say?
I don't know.
What do leopards say? I guess like a big cat noise. We'll sleep with the baby goat. Basically a big cat, so we'll lie down with the baby goat. Lie down again. You're all taking a nap together. Calf and lion will eat from the same trough. Here, I have the world's tiniest trough right here. Will you all come over and eat from this trough together? There you go. You're all together. Cow and bear, and a little child will tend them. Cow and bear will graze the same pasture. Their calves and cubs will grow up together. The lion will eat straw from the manger, just like the ox. A nursing child will crawl over rattlesnake dens. Can you be babies pretending to crawl over where the snakes are? And the toddler will stick his hand down the serpent's nest. Stick your hand down a hole. Would you ever do that on a hike? Yes, my dear.
My stuffy like it's watching.
Oh, he's watching. Stick your hand down a hole and you don't get bitten. Neither animal nor human will hurt or kill on my holy mountain. The whole earth will be brimming with knowing God alive, a living knowledge of God, ocean deep, ocean wide. Can we do ocean wide? Maybe some gentle waves. Thank you. That's the scripture for the day. Sean, would you put the manger back in front of the animals on the table? And do you guys want to help me sing a song? You know this song. You've heard it a bunch. We're singing it as the Gloria today. The word is Gloria. That's all we're going to sing. For me. You may be seated. Kids, you can stay here if you want, or you can go back with your parents. I'm going to come right down here, and you can sit on the floor if you want to be close to the birds and Mary and the angel. So one of the last lines of the scripture said, neither animal nor human will hurt or kill on my holy mountain. That's what Isaiah said. Not even no humans would kill other humans, no humans would kill animals, and even animals wouldn't kill other animals. But I have some questions. I don't think that's happened yet. And the way God set up the world, lions are still carnivores, right? What do lions eat? Meat. What do bears eat? Meat and berries and fish and other things. Even the little old house cat. A couple of months ago, my daughter Carmen and I, Carmen's right here somewhere, were swimming in the pool across the street from our house, and we saw one of the neighbor's cats with something in its mouth. And we know that sometimes, quite often, house cats catch songbirds, and we thought that might be what was happening. And we thought, what we might do is interrupt this act of murder and rescue a hummingbird or a finch or a California towhee, because the way you deal with the bully is by finding a bigger bully sometimes, right? And we were definitely bigger than that house cat. The something in the cat's mouth wasn't a bird at all. It was something we'd never quite figured out what it was. We looked it up. It was larger than a mouse and smaller than a rat. And I'm sorry to say, by the time we got it free, it was too wounded and it was not going to live. And Rafe, Carmen's brother, came over, and Carmen and Rafe sat with that creature until it took its last breath, because they felt that it should not die alone. They put a little blanket over it and they kept vigil. And that was really hard for both of them to watch, this creature suffering. And this is the way the world is. We say that nature is red in tooth and claw, that nature can be a little bloody, because some animals are made to be predators. It didn't matter that this sweet little kitty had a warm home and food on demand. Some instinct in it made it want to catch and kill. And we look at birds and we think, oh, birds are so sweet and so pleasant, and they fly and they sing such beautiful songs and they make soft, sweet nests. And even the dads are very involved, often in caring for the young. But even birds aren't all peaceful, right? Because outside my window, where I live in Alameda, there is a Cooper's hawk, which is a bird of prey, and there are lots of crows, and they fight all the time. The crows gang up on the Cooper's hawk, because the Cooper's hawk is one kind of bully going after eggs and small animals and the young of other bird species. And so what the crows do is they be a bigger bully. They gang up on the Cooper's hawk, and all day long, year in and year out, I hear them fighting. And crows are scavengers. They'll eat anything. But if you know crows, they're very smart, and you do not want to get on their bad side, because they remember you. They remember human faces, and if you tease them or hurt them, they will tell their friends about you, and they will cut you. Not literally, but they will be trouble. Someone say gross? Yeah, exactly. On the second Sunday of Advent, we talk all about peace, and Chuck and Laura lighted for us the peace candle. But if we want to understand peace, first we have to understand fighting. We have to understand conflict, because peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is what we get after we've worked through conflict. Because from the very beginning of the world and from the very beginning of our lives, we have conflict. It doesn't always have to be violent conflict, but you want one thing and I want another thing. When my babies were born, they wanted to eat and be held all the time, and I just wanted to sleep all the time. We had a conflict from the very beginning. We figured it out. We figured out how they could eat, and then we could both sleep. We worked it out over time. And I wonder if God set it up this way. If God understood that conflict was a necessary part of getting to peace, working through it, talking it out, saying what our needs are. If you're in a relationship and you have never had a fight, the chances are good is that one person in that relationship has most of the power, and the other person doesn't have very much, a little mouse in the jaws of a house cat. If we're lucky, we get worthy adversaries in life, people in situations that help us find our own kind of good fight. Fight for what's right, fight for ourselves, and fight for the world. We need an adversary who has just the right kind of strength, a strength that doesn't overwhelm us, but a strength that challenges us to help us say what we need and stand up for what's right. And thinking of the other part of Scripture we just read, not the animals finding peace and lying down, but the stump. Do you know a story about a tree stump? Maybe your parents have read it to you. It's a pretty old story. Someone read it to them when they were little. Can you think of a story? I bet some of the grown-ups know what it is. What's it called? By Shel Silverstein. The Giving Tree. Have you guys read that story at home? You haven't? It's because your parents love you. And your parents also want to teach you good boundaries. It's a very old story. It was probably written when I was a baby, actually. And it's about a tree that loves a boy and loves that boy so much that every time the boy comes and asks for something, the tree gives it more. First, it gives, I forget the first thing. Anyone remember? Before the apples? There's something before the apples. Shade. And then it gives apples. And then it gives branches. And then it gives its tree trunk. And then it's just a stump. And by then the boy is an old man. And he's like, a stump is just perfect because I'm tired. But they both kind of lost in that relationship, didn't they? The tree gave and gave until there was nothing left. And the old man was, frankly, kind of sad and tired. And never learned to appreciate. And he just used up everything the tree gave him. Well, do you know someone rewrote that story recently? They did. There's an artist who rewrote it, and the tree, instead of giving away apples, then branches, then trunk, they worked together, and they opened a bakery, and they sold apple pies, and they were both very successful and very happy. This is what good boundaries can do. God says that out of that stump of Jesse that looks dead, something big and beautiful will rise. But how much better if the stump wasn't a stump to begin with? How much better if the lamb and calf and cow and child get respect and work through their conflicts? What a world becomes possible. What if we were all vegans? It'd be so great for our health, right? One of the things about being alive is that nothing's ever in perfect balance. Nothing's ever at perfect peace. We're always a little off kilter, and that's just the way life is. So we can let go of this idea that we're going to live in Isaiah's perfect, peaceable kingdom all the time, but we can work on finding a little more peace in our own lives and relationships, asking for what we need, setting healthy boundaries, listening better to someone else in our life whose needs are not getting met, maybe apologizing to them if we've hurt them or taken too much from them. And so today, you can do this right now or afterward. I invite you to take a bird ornament. It's not really, it's just a piece of paper. And there's more scissors if you want to cut it into a better shape. This one's a little spiky, like life. And you can write on the back the name of a person or situation who you would like to have more peace with. It might be an internal conflict. Someone, you might be fighting with yourself. It might be a person you're fighting with. Do you want to hold those? Here's the way. Yeah, you want some smaller scissors? Here we go. Write the name on the back, and then when church is over, there's a big tree out front, and I want you to tape that. Eva, can you ask your parents for help with that? I'm sure you're going to do a good job, but you can take those back. There we go. And then tape your bird to the tree outside so everyone can see the peace that is happening, the peace we're praying for. Did everyone get? Anjali, did you get one? Okay, you can take one. And grown-ups, you can come and take one after the service. And here's the tape to tape it to the tree. We'll leave it right in the bowl. Okay, thank you all. And I think Kelly's going to pray with us. And you can stay here and finish, and I can help you. You can put the scraps right back in the bowl. You did a wonderful job.